Hello Reformers and welcome back to the last days and our Uruk adventures. Now when we left off we were helping out the Dunnish and I think we've helped them out sufficiently now. I did hand in one of the tasks, well more specifically I handed in the 29 Riders of Rohan Slaughter quest and that gave me another, I think it was like 72 or something like that, rank points, and we are now rank 8 with the Dunnish. And so we have now taken the quest to attack this scout camp very nearby to Isengard. And yeah, I've done as actually one of you had a pretty nice idea. And basically what I've done is I've taken Durgash off his mount, and instead I have I've trapped myself here. I don't know why that happened. Okay, apparently I trapped myself. Weirdly enough. Anyway, yes, I've taken Durgash off his mount, and I've just given him the new armor that we gained from being rank 8 with Dunlandings. It's a pretty nice piece of armor. It's pretty light. It has a record-breaking amount of head armor to it as well, so that's pretty nice. And otherwise, just overall being a massive upgrade for him. Otherwise, I've given him my old one-handed sword, because I'm no longer going to use this one, the one-handed sword that I was using, because obviously I'm just using this. And if I do come across a couple of archers, then of course I could just bring out my shield like so, and just, block with it without having any, offensive capability, which is perfectly fine with me. Anyway, there you go, we've destroyed the scout camp, and this fellow was Chief Wolf. Okay, Chief Wolf is hopefully going to be over here. Yes, he is. He's still there. That's great. Now, what we're going to do in this episode, with the exception of speaking to Chief Wolf, of course, is we are going to finally head down to the Corsair camp. Oh, wow, we actually gained another promotion because that was so incredibly rewarding. 104, and yeah, there you go. Dunlandings has gained faction strength. I'm actually unsure how they're doing, but I'm hopeful that they're doing okay. Yes, everyone, for some reason, I've spoken to every single one of the Dunnish, well, should we say vassals, and basically all of them want me to do this task. Rescue 16 prisoners. I don't exactly know why that is, but oh well. I'm not going to be doing any more help for them at the moment. I will be helping them at a later point, because I just think that's kind of useful. Anyway, let me just take a quick look at the faction strength here. I obviously will want to eliminate Rohan at some point if they don't get eliminated before I'm ready, basically. Gondor is doing not bad. They're still average, so they are quite far away from being eliminated. Otherwise, Dunlandings actually is the same as Gondor. They're actually doing pretty well, considering. And Moria is in the worst shape. Well, kind of worse shape. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading down to Harad and Umbar, and we're going to be attempting to do a bunch of their quests, because I've missed out on 2 companions, and as far as I'm aware, there's also a very nice one-handed sword to be gained from, I think, one of those factions if you get a high enough rank. I do know that if you get a high enough rank with Harad, you're going to be in for a really amazing companion. Alright, so I've traveled down to Corsair and Harad territory. Well, technically it's Gondor territory, I suppose. But what I've done is I've picked up this very easy task to eliminate some troublesome goblins, which we are now going to attack. These are, hilariously enough, mountain goblins. I think I actually needed to slay mountain goblins not too long ago for a quest, and I'm not entirely sure if I was able to succeed, but, well, never mind. Basically, what we need to do now is try to increase our rank with both of these factions as quickly as we can before Gondor is eliminated. I don't exactly know how that's really gonna work, but we're gonna try our very best. As you can see, I've actually done a little bit of recruiting here, and we're starting to change our unit composition. So we're using less Uruk infantry and more Uruk longbowmen, because the longbowmen do tend to be very effective in comparison to the orcs and their archery efforts, because their archery efforts are not very good. I mean, I think we can all agree on that, but the fact is that hopefully, in the end, I will have a pretty nice force of Uruk archers and trackers and so on, and then we will also have a bunch of Dunnish infantry and everything you know, going forward from that. So otherwise, what we want to do is we want to try to get a really, really high rank, as I said before, with Harad. Because as far as I'm aware, there is a really, really nice companion from, I think it is rank 8 or rank 9 that you need with it. I have no idea at the moment, but, well, I'm just going to try and get as many ranks as I can get. But obviously, they're being a bit difficult. They are being a bit difficult because I actually did try to get a couple of tasks from them and they completely just said no. Completely. They did not give me anything at all, and it was just really, really quite saddening and a bit disappointing, really, because I'm trying. Look at this. I'm just spam clicking here. These guys do not give me anything, and well, yeah, it's a little bit weird. I've also spoken to Harad, which is actually just here, and they don't have anything for me either, with the exception of one of them. And you know what quest they gave me? Yeah, they gave me the Rescue 16 Prisoners quest. They also did give me the Sea Battle quest, so I'm obviously going to be doing that in just a second. But for the moment, I'm probably going to hand this in to the Umbar Quartermaster in just a second. And, oh yeah, I have looked around, by the way, for the companion in the Corsair camp, but I can't find it. For the life of me, I can't find it. I don't exactly know why that is, but, well, that's just how it is, I guess. I don't really know. How can I serve our cause? No? Okay, so you don't want to give me anything else. I'm actually just going to go into the camp again just to see. Maybe one of their vassals has left and maybe that's created a space for the companion to appear. That might be the case. Maybe? No, they haven't left. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would expect the companion to appear here somewhere, but I assume because there are two lords just standing there, that is giving no space for the companion to actually spawn in. I suppose, I don't exactly know whether that's true, but I have gone around the entirety of the camp and I haven't really found anything. I gotta say that it's really, really cool to... Oh, this might be the guy. No, that's the smithy, never mind. Oh well, yes. I must say that the environments are absolutely fantastic, as per usual. I mean, you would expect that, wouldn't you? I mean, it's a fantastic mod in general. Ah, this might be the guy. Ah, yes, there we go. Phew. Okay, I don't know why I didn't see this guy before, but there are quite a few people that do tend to be kind of hidden, I guess. So yeah, this is going to be very easy for us to get him to join. Very, very cheap. 3 influence only. And we're now going to go with the Quartermaster and do the Sea Battle. There we go. We've done one of these before, but obviously we were vastly... well, shall we say, inferior to what we are now. We are much, much better than we used to be. So let's see how that's going to go. I don't exactly know which way to go, to be honest. I guess we'll just go this way, and we'll just try and kill as many of these Gondorians as possible. There we go. Yes, eliminate them all. Okay, it's actually going very well. Hello. No, you are my own allies. Okay, I apologize. The polite orc strikes again, or shall we say Uruk, yes. And, well, let's see what we can do here. I'm actually partially thinking that it might be a nice idea for me to get some kind of ranged weapon, but do I really need one? With so many different ways to enter the siege, because, I mean, that's basically the only reason why I would actually get a ranged weapon of any kind, because a ranged weapon obviously is going to make a huge difference to siege capabilities. You know, being able to attack from afar is really a very useful thing to have, especially when you're doing a siege. But when it's just field battles and things like that, and when you're able to get into these bases and towns and all kinds of other places relatively simply, just by, you know, destroying a door or climbing a ladder. There are so many different ways to get in that I don't know whether it's really necessary to have a ranged weapon. I mean, obviously it's kind of important to have that later down the line, but I don't know whether it's really important right now. But, I mean, we're gonna be we're gonna be killed by 30 damage from a marine here. That's just not particularly great, is it? I'm actually kind of wondering why it's taking so long for us to kill all of them. Wow, did we actually fail? You were defeated by the intercepting fleet and failed to... Wow, we failed it. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Oh, can I actually do that again? Yeah, it seems like I can actually do that again. So let's have a look. I'm at 37%. Okay, I'm going to need to rest a little. Alright, so I am attempting to overturn the failure of this quest and turn it into a success. I don't exactly know whether that's even possible, so this is going to be kind of interesting to find out. If it isn't possible, then at least I've gained a little bit of experience doing this. I have failed this once before, by the way, once again, because these guys, these Marines, I think they seem to have extremely effective throwing weapons, and they have killed me almost instantly, basically. They have done like 67 damage with a headshot to my face, and you can imagine that that is very bad indeed, especially considering, you know, you have to fight through all of these different ships here and eventually come to a unit that can do that much damage in such a short space of time, and especially considering, I think there's, wow, it's just me. It's just me remaining. Okay, I don't exactly know whether that's even possible for me to do this. Considering, as I've said, they have some insane units that are capable of amazing damage from range. So I don't know whether it's really going to happen. I mean, these guys remind me of the Knights of Lamadon and various Lamadon units, because they're much better equipped. I mean, don't let the fact that I'm actually one-shotting them be anything to, you know, say like, oh no, these guys are super weak. No, no, no. It's because I'm using an extremely powerful sword at the moment. If I wasn't using this, this would be basically impossible, in my opinion. I mean, it might be possible if you have maybe like a decent weapon, but this weapon obviously makes things much, much easier. We're cutting through them like absolute butter right now, and there's only 4 remaining, but we do have to be careful because, as I say, their throwing specialization is so good that at a moment's notice, they would be able to eliminate me. Even, look at this, even their thrusting attacks are enough to deal significant damage to you, and then you just have to be even more careful as you run around here. I mean, obviously, all of our allies have been eliminated. I don't exactly know why that is, because there was a huge amount of them, but they just die very, very quickly. Alright, so let's see what happens. Even though you do not have enough strength left to raid the city, this is a great victory. Right, okay, so I have succeeded now? Ah, okay, so you can actually overturn the failure. That's actually really cool. I like that. I like that. Usually, a mod will literally just punish you for failing a quest that's actually really important. And I'm looking at mods like Pendor and even Native. Even Native does that, and I feel like that is maybe not the best thing, considering some of the quests are actually really, really important in Pendor, for example. Anyway, we are going to speak to this guy. The pillaging was... no, we didn't pillage anything, actually, but we did okay. What did we get? 60 rank points. Okay. Umbar has gained faction strength. Oh, Gondor has lost faction strength. Well, of course, every single task we do here is going to affect Gondor in some way, which is not very good. So I don't exactly know how that's gonna progress, because we obviously do not want to eliminate Gondor just yet. We want to make sure that we get Umbar. Well, Umbar is actually not even necessary to do tasks for anymore, because we do have the companion from them now, and I think the only one left is the Corsair companion that I've missed. I think there is another one actually in Gundabad, and maybe Rune as well, but they're very, very far away from us right now, and it might not even be possible for me to do that. But yeah, I'm actually against 6 of these guys. I don't think that's going to work, actually. Do you think this is going to work? Probably not. I am injured, bear that in mind, so me doing this is probably not gonna work, is it? Oh, it would be hilarious if I can actually... Wow, okay, I actually did that. I was at, what, 60% HP? Well, there you go. I managed to live. And, oh, look at that. Our relation with the captain has increased. Okay, so he apparently didn't like us before. Well, that's good to know. Oh, well, never mind. Let's go to the main square here. Hopefully he will then be very proud of us, and we'll then head on to Harad. I don't exactly know how we're going to increase their relation if they consistently... Oh, was that it? About the task you gave me. Oh, okay, this is the guy that I was actually asking for tasks. And there we go, we've improved our relation with them. Wow, that was 192 rank points? That's crazy. Okay, well, we're now rank 5. I don't know whether I should go for anything more. Probably not. So I guess I'm just going to go to Harad now. Alright, so I found a Gondor prisoner train that, well, doesn't really have exactly the amount of prisoners that we need to rescue. Has 6 in their prisoners' hold, but I couldn't see anyone within range that had anything like this. I am still a little bit injured, by the way, so obviously that's going to be a bit of an issue. I did use some of my influence points with Umbar to get a couple of special items. Among them was the maps of Middle-earth, so obviously that's pretty good. That gives me +1 to pathfinding. If I'm actually doing pathfinding right now, I don't know whether I am the one doing that. Anyway, point is, otherwise we gained a Corsair helm, a pretty nice Corsair helm, which is actually really good because that makes, well, 41 head armor, I believe. That gives you 41 head armor, and I gave that to our new companion because obviously he is a Corsair unit, so it makes sense for us to give him something like that. And so he is using that now, and we also gained a stack of poisoned throwing daggers. And those throwing daggers are also being used by him. Amusingly enough, he is a thrown weapon guy, so that's pretty good. Otherwise, there you go, we eliminated those. I did swear another Oath of Vengeance, by the way, so we do have the opportunity to try and complete that quest once again. And so I'm going to be rescuing these guys. I don't know whether this is going to count, but I think this is my best shot, because you can't really rescue orcs and uruks and things like that. They just don't seem to be available for that, because I think they just die, whereas the men available in the game, so like Umbar and Harad and all that sort of thing, they are probably going to be available to rescue. You know what? I think it might be kind of easier for us to just roam around Harad territory and attempt to help people that are actually doing battle in that area. So I'm talking about, you know, patrols, scout parties, and so on and so forth, and just try to help Harad as much as possible, because I think that is probably going to give us a little bit of rank points every so often. And if we're not able to gain tasks, which are obviously the greatest way of gaining rank points, then this is going to be the next best thing. And obviously, do bear in mind, I do have that Oath of Vengeance quest once again. I've killed, so far, I think, I'm going to take a look actually after this, and we'll see just how many I've killed. I don't know whether it's really a huge amount, but I don't think we've spent too long on it so far, and obviously we don't know the exact duration for it. I think it's about 5 days or 4 days or something like that, so it is kind of quick. So we need to make sure that we get into as many battles as possible and just basically try our hardest to find targets to fight, because if we are stagnant and we stay in the same exact location just looking around over and over and over, eventually we are not going to be able to do it, and we're going to fail the quest once again. Alright, so this is one of the largest battles that I've ever been a part of so far in the last days, and you can see here 597 against 531. Now bear in mind that basically the only allied armies that we have here are not Mordor, they're not Isengard, they're not even any goblins here. It's only men that we're fighting alongside. So this is going to be kind of interesting, because I've never once before seen Harad or the Corsairs in action, with the exception of a couple of times when we've done a sea battle or just helped out one of the Harad patrols. By the way, the Harad patrol that I was helping out earlier, I gained 20 rank points from that, so it's not amazing to do that. If you can find 10 of those, then great, you know, that's absolutely fine and all fine and dandy, but that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. I searched in the entirety of that area, and I just could not find any other people that were in battle. So what we're going to do is we're literally just going to try and move our archers up here. I'm actually wondering, I don't think I have the opportunity to tell the other archers what to do. I think they're not under my control, unfortunately. So it seems like they're just going to do their own thing. I'll just allow my Uruk trackers to stay up here, and we'll see what the forces of Umbar and Harad decide to do. It's mainly, yeah, there are a couple of Corsairs in here, but it's mainly Harad units that we're going to be seeing at the moment. This is actually not looking good. Oh yeah, by the way, I should also mention that I have killed 136 in the Oath of Vengeance, and I'm actually kind of surprised at that. I really thought that I would not have killed that many so far, but with this sword, it is very, very easy in comparison to before. I'm actually really surprised that I even attempted to do something like this, even though I didn't actually know what it was at the time, without having a sword or something along this line, these lines, because it is just such a crazy weapon. It is really, really nice. And I mean, it should be, because it's rank 8, you know, it's a rank 8 weapon with one of the major factions, and you would expect to get something like this for that. And so I'm actually going to get off my mount here, because I don't think this hill is doing me any favors, and I think it's probably going to be easier for me to eliminate people if I don't have the hill giving me a disadvantage. So I'm just going to try my best to defend and attack from a variety of different locations and angles, and we'll see how we do. Obviously I'm going to be attempting to keep my warg alive as much as possible, even though it's not really necessary to keep it alive, I suppose, but it's always nice to be nice to your mounts and everything. So yeah, anyway, let's see if I can do this. Maybe we can do some surprising stuff. Yeah, I think I've killed 136. I think I told you that. Anyway, we are going to continue attempting to slaughter as many Gondorians as possible. Faramir is actually on the enemy side, and we have Knights of Dol Amroth. They are obviously going to be extremely good at what they do. Obviously, this Nazgul sword is going to tear them a new one, but obviously that's just how it is. Ooh, Faramir fell before an Uruk. Well, that's very, well, nostalgic, shall we say? Yes, very nostalgic indeed. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so let's just continue. Let's continue the slaughter. Wow, this is actually a sight to behold, isn't it? I think it's kind of cool the way that all of the bodies are on the hillside, and it shows just exactly the carnage that you are, you know, inflicting on the opponent here. And especially considering it shows even more how cowardly the Gondorians are, because look at them, they're running away from us, and that is not very good. Well, it's good for us, obviously, but not so good for them. Even though them retreating is actually making things a little bit more difficult for us, because of course they're going to retreat into their wonderful Gondorian archers, and maybe even into those units that we loathe so much in that sea battle that I will not mention. Yeah, that did not go too well. Anyway, let's continue. Oh, maybe I will. Oh yes, seems like we're doing pretty well here. Oh, there we go. The only thing that can really deal some damage to me right now, if I'm playing okay, is a spear or a lance or something like that, because they can obviously outrange the weapon that I'm currently using. And of course, if I make a mistake, you know, if I make a mistake, then obviously that's going to happen. I am going to take a little bit of damage here and there. And I'm actually just hoping that I'll survive until the end of the battle. That's literally my only goal at the moment, because I don't know whether that's even going to be possible. Because if you think about it, I mean, it's basically 500 versus 500, and I don't know whether that's really going to be enough survivability from my side to be able to get to the end of the battle. So we'll see if that actually happens. I mean, how many have we killed so far? You can see here, look at this, we've only killed 160. It seems like so much more, doesn't it? It certainly does. Wow, that's a bit crazy. Oh well, never mind. I guess the best thing that we can do is just continue charging at them and try our best to stay alive. I mean, obviously I can't really do much if I get shot from afar like that, for example, because I don't have any other weapon, with the exception of my orc spear. I think I have yeah, there we go, I got my little spear here, but obviously that is not very good in comparison to what I'm currently using. The Nazgul sword, I mean, come on, really. The Nazgul sword is just so good that you cannot use anything else. I mean, I'd highly recommend, if you're playing alongside me, or playing as anything, basically anything evil, then I'd highly recommend just going to Mordor and doing as much as you can with them to get to rank 8, and just getting the sword, because it's a huge amount of fun to use. And in general, I personally feel like The Last Days is probably one of the most fun mods that I've played in a long time. And I think the last time I had this kind of feeling, well, as I get shot, yeah, the last time I had this kind of feeling was playing, well, probably my favorite mod of all time. So yeah, that's a really big testament to how good the mod actually is. Anyway, yeah, it seems like that's gonna be it for my battle. Don't exactly know whether I should really be sending in my Uruks in this fight. I don't think that's really a good idea, so I'm actually gonna retreat here. And we're gonna see what happens. I really don't want to lose any more. I mean, you can see here, I've been losing Fel Orcs, some trackers, actually a huge amount of champions as well. That's really not very good. And how are our allies doing? Our allies are doing okay. 176 killed, 250 total for the opponent. We have 401 against 286. So I suppose we're going to leave the rest of this battle for the next episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.